And my favorite city councilman up here, Joseph Cannon. He ain't afraid to say what the others are afraid to say. Joseph will step out of the box a little bit.
He's like Trump.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know if he's like Trump or not. All right. Are we building a new city school system here? A whole new city school building?
Eventually, yes. I mean, we're just trying to get
did
started.
Dr. Holliday ask you, and I like him, he's a great guy. I think he does wonders for the city. They asked for how much money?
Well, from the city to $300,000 for the next 6 years on this most recent plan. Let me go ahead and say what they didn't ask for is more taxes. I've gotten more calls and texts about that than anything. But it's the first plan was like what, $74 million for the property tax. This is down into the 50s, and that's. There's still a whole lot of questions to ask with it. I mean, we got the presentation on Monday, and kind of a lot of that information. I had sat in on some meetings. I knew a little bit about it, but I was still eager to get the whole presentation. And when you get $55 million, that's a lot to digest. So we're still kind of.
So you probably
start playing a lot of what-if scenarios in your head.
So you're probably going to do it.
We got to do something. I mean,
something needs to be done.
But it's not a question of doing it. It's a question of how do you do it the most responsible way possible. So
a lot for you guys to go.
You know, it's
how long
build a house and you second guess things. Imagine building a school. You know?
In your professional opinion, being a city council, the youngest member on the, how bad does Athens need a new school?
Well, I go off of, I mean, certain samples of things, of examples of. When I talk to people over in Huntsville that I work with, and I always ask them, like, you know, why'd you move here? Why'd you move there? I do get some dumb reasons that I'm like, wow, that was kind of shallow that you moved over there. But then a lot of them is the schools that they talk about, and I hate that. I guess in my mind, I want the inside of the school, the outside of the schools to be like the inside, because we got some awesome schools, awesome teachers, and it's unfortunately it's a recruiting device. I mean, and also it's you want your kids to be safe in a school, a structure, and eventually it's going to happen. It's something that I don't mind saying it, and because it probably should have been more aggressive with me at the very beginning of my term, 3.5 years ago. But we can go back further than that. We're starting to pick up on things that we should have started doing a long time ago.
Now, when are you up for re-election? August?
I am.
And you're seeking that. You're not running for mayor.
Or governor.
No. Or governor. that may open up for me.
Yeah, but you'd have to work more than 3 days a week.
Yeah, probably.
That's right. So
that's the problem.
Speaking of work, you say you finally got a job?
Finally.
Woo!
Anytime Danny's with us, he ain't working in a movie.
I go to Atlanta tomorrow to do some sound work for an episode of Vampire Diaries that I did. And that'll be coming out probably. It'll air within a couple of weeks. I'll let you know the date. I'll find that out tomorrow. But then, I got booked on a movie in Nashville for next month, the 25th of February, in that 3-day range in there somewhere. So, very nice little deal. So, can't say much about it, but it stars.
What is it?
It's a movie about nuns. I'll say that.
So
it's not a sex movie or anything?
No, not this one. Not this time.
So you're playing a priest again?
No, I'm playing a greeter at a Catholic church at the door, like what I do at Lindsay.
Thought you weren't supposed to tell us nothing about it.
I can't say much about it, Jamie, but it stars one of the.
Hey, y'all don't smell anything or nothing, do you?
No.
I've had this same 2 shirts on under here for a week.
No.
Good luck for Alabama. I did finally change underwear.
Did you get a haircut yet?
Got a haircut this morning, as a matter of fact.
I still
Wasn't
need
going
to
to cut
cut
my
a
hair
lot
either,
more
the Bama one.
It worked.
You do know I sneak and wash your clothes more on.
Clearly, though.
I had these on. You have not washed. No, not these. You ain't.
Yeah.
No, you ain't.
You are so delusional.
Dee, what we talking about today? When you coming out with a thicker book? Dusty's is thicker than this.
Oh my gosh! I get to the point, Jamie. I don't fill up a book with a bunch of unnecessary words.
By the way, the podcast you did with me was a lot better than I thought it was that first day you did it.
Yeah, I love that.
How many you interviewed now on your podcast?
35.
And
that was the first one.
It looked good on TV.
Well, I thought it did too.
It was good.
Brad did a good job throwing that together. We still got to find some more bits and pieces of some of my old stunts.
It turned out really good. I watched part of it and I thought, okay, well.
Your mama said it was good, or at least my part.
Because I was in it. I mean, you were just
She said at least my part
there.
was.
It rivaled your Benny Carl interview.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was one of them.
Yeah.
Brad did a great
Who in the
job,
world,
too.
Benny Carl.
Yeah.
Your daddy and mama would know him. That's
Yes,
probably on
they
his
would.
show for his birthday.
Yeah, probably were.
As kids.
But
Wow, what you
it's been interesting about the interview. People like you who interview people that I've gotten to interview, y'all are the hardest ones to interview.
Because they
You
want to
don't-
take over.
Yeah, they do not like
Yes.
being asked questions. It was interesting to watch.
Don't ask me nothing else.
Well, no, we got to come back and do a part two because
Sure.
I don't think I got to the true Jamie Cooper.
No, we need to come back and do it again. I agree with you. There have been some changes.
And we'll come back.
There have been some changes. Hey, I like one of your questions was,
In a year.
how long do you think, I don't know how you worded it. Something
Where
about
do you
Gloria.
see yourself in a
Yeah,
year
and I
from
said, well, I
now?
hope I'm still with her. No more thing to get across. What do you want to talk about today besides me?
I did a blog post that came out Monday. It's called Men of a Certain Age. And in it, I just brought up that guys, when they get 45, 50, sometimes decide that it's just time to quit and not do anything else in life and there's nothing left that they can add. And I did some research
young?
through some men who, because life hadn't turned out like they thought they would. Most guys start off,
I thought
when they're...
men didn't peak until they're 50 or 55.
No, I mean, they
I'm
start
still
off...
peeking, baby.
They start off in their 20s with these grand plans, and they never work out right.
Give me another
And
headache.
see, I'm continuing to go right on through. This is what a pro I've become doing
You are
TV.
good,
Well, okay,
That
go
I can
ahead.
keep doing this,
Come on, dude.
and not lose it,
Joseph
and
was
just keep
distracted.
going. Joseph got it going. He set you up, and do you notice, Gloria? I kept right on. I mean, who else could
That
pull that
Viagra will
off?
never make it. Go ahead, watch your point.
Oh,
I had one. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, through it all, I did some research.
Oh, yeah, research about 50-year-old guys
who succeeded
Okay.
later in life. And here's some. Ray Kroc did not buy McDonald's until he was 52 years old.
right.
Sam Walton didn't start Walmart until he was 44.
What about Zig?
Yeah, Zig was 48 or 47.
Hey, Colonel Sanders, how old was he and him?
He was 65 when he started that. The guy who invented the taser did it at 50 and didn't sell his first one until he was 60.
Wow.
And here's the one most people will not know. Nick Saban did not win his first national championship until he was 52.
Really?
Well, I hope he can win a couple more before he gets 70, or we're going to get rid of him.
You mean,
I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you.
so just go to the website, dlauderdale.com.
That's all
and
you
read
got
it.
to say? I built you
Not
up all this
right.
program just
I mean,
for that?
I just kept, you stopped me. See, I get on a roll and you interrupt and then I can't get back on, and then Joseph throws you.
No, that's because you forgot about what you was talking about.
No, I didn't forget what I was talking about. When guys start off in their early 20s, they have these grand ideas and grand plans. And then one day, after college or after high school, they wake up and they found themselves in this cycle of get up, go to work, come home, eat, veg out in front of the TV, go to bed, and just recycle. And they don't know what to do. And the problem is, success is really hard to identify for a man. It's really hard for most men to figure out what success looks like.
Well,
for
let's
them.
just do a survey.
Really?
What's success to you, Mr. Cannon? You got a beautiful wife, 2 great kids, city council, might be governor one day.
Did you just say nah?
No, I didn't mean it like no. I mean, I'm saying you got to keep on. I mean, you got to keep on keeping on more and
Really,
more. I mean,
how
What
did
are
you
you,
I
30?
mean, I don't feel successful. I feel blessed.
What are you,
I mean,
30?
but I think I have a whole lot more than I have earned. I mean, I have been really lucky.
But in general, how would you?
I want to be more
Sometimes lucky,
successful.
though.
What's successful to you?
What does
I mean-
success? How would you identify success in general for any man?
Oh man.
See, it's hard.
Broad question.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay, well,
difficult.
Danny would like to replace Harrison Ford.
Well, now, he's got a point. I didn't start acting until I was 38. I didn't have my first speaking role till I was in my 40s. So and
There you are
it's what
now.
It's what I'm doing. So it's
With the main guy?
later in life. He's right.
I'm just trying to encourage men that if they don't think they've made it yet, if they're not successful in their mind, it's still
How
they
come
still
I'm
have a
wanting to
chance.
quit already?
They
I'm
just
sorry?
give up?
How come I'm wanting to quit already?
Well, because you've already been successful, Jamie. You're on the downhill slide.
One of my students gave me a magnet to put on my refrigerator, and it says, "It's never too late to become what you may have been."
Oh,
What was that
That's good.
again?
That's good.
Never too late to what?
It's never too late to become what you might have been, I think is what it says.
But how would you define success, Jamie, for a man?
Well, evidently you saying I'm on the downslide.
No,
Okay. How do I take a white shot, Brad? How would I judge success for a guy like me?
for any guy. Well, yeah.
Boy, aren't you being sweet today?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm getting scared. I got to go back and make the point. I have a smoking hot wife. I didn't want to. Okay, so
You do.
I was very
That came out
successful
wrong.
in that way.
Yeah. But I mean, it's tougher because for most women, it's defined differently.
They want to look for a rich man.
Or careers, no.
No, or kids. Isn't that kind of, for most ladies, they would say that
Yeah.
that's the defining thing. And that
Either a
happens
career or
earlier in
children.
life for ladies, typically, than it does for guys. And then guys, it's just harder to know because if you try to define success by how much money you got, the problem with that is there's always somebody who's got more than you've got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to define it by how good we were in athletics. Well, we all get too old and too fat to do that anymore, so that doesn't
Speak
work.
for yourself. I'm
as
just
a-
bloated.
Well, clearly you are. But you're the alpha, Jamie. I mean, none of us, we aspire to be
Do they
Jamie.
make a sugar-free vodka?
Oh, my goodness.
Thanks for the Christmas gift, by the way.
You're welcome.
I meant to send you a text on that. Yeah.
It was sugar-free
So, yeah.
vodka, I guess.
Sugar-free vodka. I think it all is sugar-free.
So I'm on the
I see
downside.
where
What is your let me get this out. What is your definition of the downslide?
Retirement.
I think the downside only happens for men when we allow it to happen.
That's a good point.
I think if we quit, we'll quit. But I don't think we can allow the world to tell us that it's time to stop doing anything.